But if people don't know how to love you and what you need, they can't give it to you. So when you begin to see what it is you want and have the courage to ask for it, you'll actually feel better about yourself because you have started to love yourself and allow others to love you the way you need.
Hi, I'm Veronica Cisneros, licensed marriage and family therapist, entrepreneur, and host of the Empowered and Unapologetic podcast. I was 1 month away from divorce. The court papers were filed. We had just had our first daughter, and I felt more alone than ever. My husband told me he was tired of competing with my career. I was overwhelmed, disconnected from my family, and questioning everything I had built. I didn't want to lose my marriage, but I also didn't want to keep losing myself. So I did the hardest thing I've ever done. I stopped pointing fingers and started doing the work on me. Now, after 25 plus years of marriage, raising 3 daughters, and running a thriving therapy practice, I'm here to help you do the same. This podcast is for the woman who looks like she has it all together, but secretly feels like she's falling apart. We're talking real marriage struggles, parenting teens, rebuilding trust, reclaiming identity, and finally feeling like you again. Pull up a seat. You don't have to figure it out alone. This is Empowered and Unapologetic. Today's guest is someone women all over the world turn to when they're desperate to feel connected again. Not just sexually, but emotionally, spiritually, and in their bodies. Susan Bratton, known as the intimacy expert to millions, is the advocate every long-term couple wishes they had years ago. She's the CEO and co-founder of Personal Life Media, home of the Better Lover brand, and The 20, a line of regenerative vitality supplements. She's authored 44 best-selling books and programs, including Relationship Magic, Revive Her, Ravish Him, The Passion Patch, Hormone Balancing, and Hot to Try. But what makes Susan so powerful for women listening right now is this. She understands the exact emotional, hormonal, and relational shifts that happen inside long-term relationships, especially for working moms who carry the mental load, run businesses, lead families, and feel like intimacy becomes another task they're failing at. She helps couples reignite desire in ways that feel authentic, pressure-free, and deeply connective. And today, she's teaching us 3 transformational things. What opportunity actually exists inside a sexually disconnected relationship, and why it's not a sign of failure. What stealth seduction is and why it works brilliantly for long-term couples who feel stuck or mismatched in desire. And then 3, how silent leadership, nonverbal communication, and integrity-based micro actions can shift the emotional tone of your relationship without confrontation, pressure, or begging for change. By the end of this episode, you're going to walk away with real tools you can use tonight. Tools that rebuild intimacy without forcing anything. Tools that help you show up differently. Tools that bring back desire instead of forcing it. Susan is here to teach us, and she is here to coach us right alongside you. Susan, holy moly, I'm so excited.
Veronica, that is a fantastic introduction. I'm all excited too.
You're a complete badass. You're a complete badass.
Aw.
And I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Good.
So
I'm here to be it.
So let's start here. Why do you think so many successful, driven women struggle most in their intimate relationships, even though in their eyes, they're doing everything right?
Because the sex is really bad, totally boring,
Yep.
and unsatisfying.
Yep.
I mean, It's not that difficult. But what do women do? They think it's their problem, their fault. They feel guilty. They do duty booty. They
Yeah.
have mercy sex. They try to squeeze it in. They try to throw them a bone. And it's like almost that our culture thinks that it's our job to service our husbands, even when it's not that great for us.
Yeah.
So that is problematic. And usually when you got into a relationship with a partner, you did enjoy having sex with them in the beginning.
Yeah.
So there is hope. But everything in our culture is so oriented toward the way men want to have sex instead of the way women want to have sex.
Yeah.
And we're not given the tools to train our partner because we don't even understand what we want because we literally never see it.
Yeah.
Because everything in our culture is made for penis happiness, not vulva happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And we have no sex education. Men watch too much porn.
Yeah.
They're horny all the time. They're spontaneous in their desire. We're responsive in our desire. It takes us 20 to 30 minutes to get turned on. We don't have the time for it. I mean, it's just like every little thing about sex is for men and not women. And nobody knows that it's like that. Nobody looks at it and goes, why do we call it foreplay and sex is intercourse? And why is it that when we have intercourse, it's the way everything that a man does to us feels good to his penis, but he has no idea what my vagina wants.
Yeah.
And I don't know either. I just know I don't like what I'm getting.
You talk about the opportunity inside a sexually disconnected relationship. For the woman listening right now who feels rejected, resentful, or just numb, what opportunity is she completely missing?
Yeah. I would say the biggest opportunity is that once you understand what you're going for and you get some of these tools, I'm going to give as many as I can today.
Yes.
I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. I'll do everything I can in the 30 to 40 minutes that we have. And I'll always point you where there's more so that you can be like, that's the thing that's going to fix it for me. So when you get your husband, and we'll call it a husband. We'll go with, we're generally probably dealing with women who are in relationship with men where they're generally probably married. Right. So I'm just going to say husband. When you start training your husband, but you're always training him implicitly or explicitly.
Yeah.
Implicitly is what you've been doing, which is why you're where you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Explicitly is I'm going to start teaching him what I need because now I'm starting to understand what it is.
Yep.
And I'm actually helping him become the man that I want to make love to, but he's going to resist me. He's going to act like he already knows all the answers. He's going to be a stubborn donkey. He's going to get indignant. He's going to get emotionally, like he's going to contract. He's going to get crushed out. He's going to have some fits through this process. And you have to think about this like training your toddlers, where you know how when you tell your kids 4,759 times through their, through their growing up era, the things you need them to know. And you just keep telling them, and they finally grow up and they're awesome and they do it.
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with here. You're going to have to, make him think things are his idea. You're going to have to do all the stuff to deal with his male pattern victimhood, his anger, the fact that he thinks he knows what he's doing when he doesn't. Like there's just a lot you're going to have to deal with. As usual, Veronica, we're going to do the heavy lifting again to fix the problem. But why are we going to do it? We're going to do it because the pleasure, the orgasms, specifically the orgasms, are going to keep you younger. They're going to make you live longer. Every decade you can go having orgasmic sex adds 2 years of health to your life. You're going to be happier.
I never knew that. Orgasm make us younger?
And of course it's mostly men's studies because they don't do studies on women, but yes, orgasms are good.
On my checklist for today. I'm going to get
Botox. Yeah, Botox and orgasms. It's going to make your skin look better. It's going to give you better cognitive function. It's going to improve your heart health. It's going to keep your bones stronger. It's going to keep your osteoblasts producing. It's going to keep your joints more flexible. It's going to help you with literally every aspect of your physical health. And it's going to reboot your nervous system. It's going to generate more oxytocin. Oxytocin is not just the snuggle hormone, the one that, you get when you breastfeed or when you have sex, but it's the thing that actually is like a master regulator of your cortisol and adrenaline systems. It's the counterbalance to that.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you are numbed out, shut down, pissed off, jacked up, orgasms are going to help you. And it's nice to give yourself orgasms. It's nice to masturbate. It's nice to use your sex toys, but it's really nice when it's done for you and you can just lie there and have great orgasms. And all orgasms are learned skills.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you are, whatever pathways you've found, or if you haven't yet, you can learn how to have more kinds of orgasms. The human body can have over 20 kinds of orgasms.
Oh, damn.
Locations to touch, techniques to use, objects of desire that elicit orgasmic response. And your brain, which is your biggest sex organ, needs stimulation to create it. And I'm going to teach you some ideas about that as well with as much time as we have.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you want to take it on because number one, it's going to make the person you're living with be less grumpy and help them be more healthy. But it's going to make you feel more calm and more purposeful and more passionate and more vital. So even if you're only doing it for yourself, that's good enough for me.
It's all about us. It's all about us today. Most women in my audience carry the emotional load at home. They're exhausted. They're mentally overloaded. How does burnout show up in the bedroom? And what's one thing she can do today to start shifting out that survival mode?
Yeah. The number one thing that I recommend is yoni massage.
Oh, what is that?
And this is something you can teach your husband. So the yoni is Y-O-N-I.
Okay.
It's a tantric lovemaking word. It's Sanskrit. It means the portal to pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
And I use it instead of your vagina, which is very patriarchal because it's where he wants to put his penis, and all of your pleasure material is actually in your vulvovaginal system. So it's your urogenital system. You have 3 big erectile tissue masses in your vulva, but vulva sounds so clinical.
Yeah.
And it's really your vulvovaginal system and all 3 of your erectile tissue chambers, which if I took them out of you and put them in your hand, and then I took the ones out of your husband's penis, you see how big they get when he gets an erection, right?
Yeah.
He goes from really little flaccid to really big hard. All that is spongy tissue. We have as much spongy tissue in our vulva as our male body partners do in their penis. And yet nobody's thinking about that for us. And it takes us 15 to 30 minutes, depending on frequency of sex, blood flow, health, turn on, etc., time of month, to get as engorged, to get our lady erection. And so I use yoni because it's a tantric lovemaking word for the entire female genital system, not just the vagina or the clitoris, because the tip of the clitoris is actually just like the tip of the iceberg. There's like all that buried clitoral tissue, that spongy tissue in there that wraps around the vagina. But often when we're rushing through to sex just to get it done, we're penetrated long before we're turned on. And then we don't like sex because it doesn't even feel good to us because we don't have an erection. So what yoni does, yoni is that whole system, including our spiritual and emotional connection to our genitals. So it's a very holistic word. Plus it's pretty. It's like my little yoni. And
that's so cute.
Yoni massage is where you're taking the time to lie down and allow yourself to be pleasured. You can be pleasured manually with some really nice lube. I like 2 different lubes that I like are, and I'm going to tell you some things I like. The Foria Pleasure Protocol, pleasureprotocol.com. has melts that go up inside you and coat your vagina, with arousal oil that goes on the outer vulva, and then sex oil, which is for all the slide and glide that you want.
Okay.
I love this. And I also like this nude intimacy oil, which is only MCT oil, a little CBD, and some just some essential oil smell, fragrance like lavender, vanilla, or rose, or lime, and so they're nice. And these are very nice for yoni massage because they're all natural. You don't want to put anything in your vulvovaginal system that has all this yucky chemical stuff.
Can you give us the name one more time?
Pleasure Protocol.
I'm writing this down.
Loversbundle.com. Pleasureprotocol.com, loversbundle.com.
Lovers Bundle.
Those two oils are really nice because you can have your partner butterfly your legs, put pillows under your legs, relax, cover your top with, a blankie, put nice lighting on, put some nice music on, and have them massage your inner thighs, your belly, your mons, your outer labia, your inner labia, your clitoral shaft, your clitoral tip, the inside the vestibule between the inner labia. All of these parts need to be massaged, and you teach your husband the bullseye touch technique, which is work from the outside in. Don't stick your finger on my clitoris until it's ready. Like, they just want to
get right in there.
They're heat-seeking moisture missiles, right?
Yeah.
They're ridiculous that way. They don't understand because they want their penis touched immediately.
Yes.
They don't understand. We don't want our boobs grabbed and our, crotch grabbed and things. We want
hurts
to be warmed up and engorged. We're not ready. So you have to teach them. And your man, what your stubborn donkey needs to understand things, right? You know how to get him to think things are his idea. That's the best way into a man's mind, is make him a winner, tell him you respect him, make sure he gets the construct, and you slowly teach him what feels good. And you let him know that every day he touches your yoni, you are on a different place in your moon cycle, even after menopause. We run in a moon cycle. And so what he did last time is not going to work the next time, which is why you need to learn how to be really communicative about what you want in every yoni massage experience. And if you can get your partner to understand that yoni massage is decoupled from intercourse, and that the more unlimited yoni massages he gives you, the more likely you will decide you want more. Because what he's been doing is essentially grabbing your boob and sticking it in.
Yeah.
And you've never been ready, and it doesn't feel good, and you've been rushed, and you've never achieved your peak erectile pleasure potential because you've been rushed to intercourse forever, probably your whole life, and you just don't want it anymore, right? It's just like, ugh. So you break the cycle with unlimited yoni massages. And if you want more, you get more. And if not, you roll over and he tucks you in, and he's happy about it because he's going to net more sex in the long run by slowing down, dropping in, holding you, hearing about your day, letting you get out of your head and into your body, and then pleasuring your yoni exactly how it feels good. And I want to give you 2 tools.
Yes.
There's 2 tools I really like. You'll have to tell me if you decide to get either of these, which one is your favorite. Hang on, I'm digging in my little pleasure chest here to find my 2 favorite things. Here they are.
Listen,
here it is.
Pen and paper in hand. I am ready for it.
Boom. These are my 2 favorite tools for yoni massage. This one is called the Queen, and it uses this pulse plate technology that stimulates deeply into the vulvovaginal tissue, into the yoni tissue, and it stimulates through vibration, oscillation, actually.
Okay.
Not specifically vibration, but a round pattern.
Okay.
And what it will do is bring in all the blood flow from your pelvic bowl into those sponges and fill those sponges up so there's more surface area, sending more pleasure signals to your big sex organ, your brain. It's going to turn on the neural pathway so you start to feel pleasure. This one I love because this is called Enhance. They're both at drivedesire.com. This one has a little clitoral air stimulator on it. So, but it also, this whole thing vibrates. It's also very quiet. And if you've got kids like in the next bedroom or whatever, first of all, if you can move them further away, do it.
Yeah.
But secondly, this one's super quiet if you're sensitive, but it also can suckle your clitoral shaft and help you with your lady boner and give you orgasms.
Oh, it's going
They
down.
both give you incredible orgasms. Pulse Queen is for the women who are like, I need a lot of sensation.
Yeah.
Enhance is for the women who are like, I like a lighter sensation. I have both because some days, depending on my moon cycle, I want the heavier. Some days I want the lighter.
Yeah.
So I have both because my husband gives me unlimited yoni massages with no expectation for more. And he's always happy when there is more, but he understands he nets more sex over time because we always start with yoni massage and I'm never pressured to do more. And this is the trick to wanting your husband for sex again.
Nothing breaks my heart more than watching women pour into everyone else and feel like they've completely lost themselves in the process. That's why I have founded Outside the Norm Counseling, because therapy shouldn't feel like one more thing on your to-do list. It should feel like relief. I'm Veronica Cisneros, licensed marriage and family therapist and host of the Empowered and Unapologetic podcast. And I know what it's like to look around at your life and think, why does everything feel fine, but feel so off? At Outside the Norm Counseling, we help women who are high functioning on the outside, but silently falling apart inside. Women who are waking up overwhelmed, snapping at the people they love, and carrying guilt that never seems to lift. And if you're not ready for therapy, that's okay. Let's start small. With my self-paced course, Reignite Your Marriage and Reclaim Your Identity. This is for you, not your husband. Because when you reconnect with yourself, everything else begins to shift. Head to OutsideTheNormCounseling.com to start. Remember, you don't have to keep holding it all together. You just have to take the first step. For a woman who struggles with just pleasuring themselves, or maybe even have never had an orgasm, where would you have them start? And I recognize, when we're talking about sex, when we're talking about masturbation, some of you women right now might be blushing and like, oh my God, I don't want to go anywhere near my yoni. What are some first maybe steps that they can take?
First of all, I don't know why you wouldn't want to go near your yoni. It's a part of you. It's a seat of your power. It's a seat of your pleasure. It's beautiful.
I love that.
It becomes more and more responsive. It becomes more and more orgasmic as you age. I'm 64. I'm having the best sex of my life, and I don't expect it to keep getting, I expect it to keep getting better and better like it has for decades.
Yes.
I've been getting better and more orgasmic my whole life long, and so can you. Orgasms are all learned skills. You're not born knowing any of them. You learn them all as you go. And I'd recommend you start with one of these two tools. And solo pleasure. Find time when you're alone to experiment. Put the soft lights on, take a bath or a shower, get comfortable, love yourself, find what feels good to you, experiment. You'll be coming in no time.
I love that. I love how you called it the seat of power. Yeah. I love that. Yes.
It is.
Yes. Would you say that's also one of the reasons why maybe we feel so disconnected? Because I hear a lot of women say that they feel so disconnected from their partner. When I start asking them questions about themselves, it's almost as if a good amount of them are so dependent on someone else, making them feel worthy, making them feel whole, and defining their identity as opposed to truly seeking it from within. What would you say to women that's in that struggle?
I would say that as you mature, you begin to love yourself more and more and more. And if you're feeling that way, then I encourage you to love and embrace yourself. Everything you need, all you need is within you. Everything, you are not just a sovereign woman, a sovereign human,
Yeah.
you're agentic. You have agency over yourself. You get to decide what you want, how you want it, what you want your life to look
Yes.
like, how you want to
Yes.
appear in the world, what you're willing to put up with,
Mm-hmm.
what your boundaries are. And anyone who cannot give you what you need or who can't abide by your boundaries
Oh, yeah.
is someone that you don't want in your life. But if people don't know how to love you and what you need, they can't give it to you.
Mm-mm.
So when you begin to see what it is you want and have the courage to ask for it, you'll actually feel better about yourself because you have started to love yourself and allow others to love you the way you need. And we're always changing, we're always maturing, and you're going to change and need different things. So what you
Yep.
wanted today is not maybe what you want tomorrow, and that is normal.
Yep. A to the men with all of that, Susan. A to the men with all of that. Yes. You mentioned integrity based micro actions. For the woman listening who feels disconnected but doesn't know where to begin, what are 3 tiny actions she can take today that shift the emotional tone of her relationship without confrontation?
Train your husband to do the following things for you. The first is explain to him that there are 4 kinds of touch. There's nurturing. That's kind of what you do if you held a baby. There's healing. That's like the foot rub you want, or the neck rub you want, or the back rub you want. There's sensual, which is kissing your cheeks, kissing your eyelids, holding you without it having to become sexual, just pleasurable, at brushing your hair, whatever it might be. And then there's sexual. And your husband likely only touches you sexually or maybe affectionately once in a while because he literally just doesn't understand the
Yeah.
different types of touch. And so once you explain them to him and say to him, I want you to increase the percentage of sensual, nurturing, and healing touch. And then you can start adding on sexual touch when I give you the signal for it. Don't grab me. Don't do those things until you're doing all the other things first. This is our new game plan, and this is what I want you to do. And here are some ideas for how I want to be touched.
Gotcha.
That's number 1. Number 2, I want you to make me much smaller offers. I don't want you to ask me for sex ever again. I want you to offer me foot rubs, a glass of wine, the opportunity to tell you about my day, drawing me a bath, going in the hot tub, lying on the sofa and holding me.
Yeah.
Or whatever the things are that you want. I'm just giving you some ideas. These are the things that I want you to start offering me. I want you to start noticing me and offering something that's non-sexual, that's more nurturing, healing, and sensual, that will bring me out of my head, into my body, into heart coherence with you more frequently, like every day. And the third thing that I want is I want to schedule sex dates with you. And I want you to know that when I land, I won't be turned on, and that that's perfectly normal, and that we'll get there together if we can. And I'm going to try, and we're going to try new things. We're going to try yoni massage. We're going to try some pleasure tools. We're going to just try things that are of interest to me. I have something called my sex life bucket list. It's at sexlifebucketlist.com. If you'll write that down and put that in your show notes for me.
Yes, I gotcha.
That's where your listeners can go to see 48 different erotic play dates that you might like to try. And then you can tell your husband, these are some things I'm interested in playing around with that I'd like to do together. I want to create more new relationship energy by trying new things. The well-worn pathway is no longer serving me because I'm not interested. It's boring. It's not satisfying enough. I want to do some new things. And these are the 3 things that I'd like to try first.
Yep.
I'm going to make a date with you. This is when I'm available this week. And I want you to have the whole bedroom ready. I want you to clean it up. I want you to make the bed. I want you to put the waterproof fascinator or splash blanket or whatever on top. I want you to make it my temperature in there. I want you to put on this playlist. I want you to get a pitcher of water.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get out my lube and my new yoni massage tools. And I want a stack of clean towels. And I want the kids away. And I want to just get down in that bed and relax with you. And let's try something new,
Yeah.
a yoni massage, what have you.
Yeah.
And you need to do the heavy lifting to get me there so I can lie down. I don't have to do all this flurry of stuff to get ready. I want to enter in to a completely beautiful space and surrender to my pleasure with you.
Yes.
So those are the three things.
Yes. And ladies, men will do this. I love and I appreciate, Susan, how assertive you were. The biggest complaints I get from men, especially with couples therapy, is she expects me to read her mind. She expects me to read her mind. I don't know what she wants. And then when we look at her and we ask her, you want to be happy. What do you imagine happy to look like? She looks down, filled with tears. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. When you start figuring out what that actually is and being able to identify, and you gave us a great platform for that. And ladies, you're going to have to rewind and re-listen to what she just said, but like literally write it all down. Men will go ahead and follow through. They listen. Yeah. You're about to give them some ass, right? You're about to give it to them. Hell, yes,
they need a checklist.
Through. They don't know. And it's not that we're being mean. It's not that we're being aggressive. This is being assertive, asking for what you want. And it's so needed and it's so sexy. So sexy.
And then make a big fuss over him.
Yeah.
Because remember what I already said, and I'm going to say it again. He wants to do a good job and he wants to be respected. So you have to make him win when he does these things. Make a fuss over him. That's what he needs. You need to be adored and you need to be encouraged.
Yeah.
He needs to be respected for a job well done. He wants to be a winner because in his world, he's not in communal space. He's in pecking order land. And if he's not going up, he's going down. And not like that. He wants to win.
Absolutely. A lot of women feel touched out, overstimulated, or disconnected from their own bodies. And we are looking at utilizing the yoni. We are looking at utilizing our voice. Let's get personal for a moment. What's one challenge you've had in your own relationship while growing your business? And what did you do to repair and build connection?
Yeah, well, I didn't used to be able to orgasm from intercourse, and I dutifully had sex with my husband for 12 years. And I was doing duty booty, mercy sex, avoiding him for sex. He thought I was a lesbian, like every guys always think that, she's just a lesbian. She doesn't want to have sex. There must be something wrong with her. She must not just like my penis. It's so ridiculous. And so what I did was all the things I just told you. Mm-hmm. We learned how to touch. We realized orgasm is just a learned skill. And we practiced orgasmic intercourse techniques. And so if you go to orgasmicintercourse.com, teach your husband how to make love to you with those techniques, because that's what the vagina wants, not what the penis. The penis loves it too. It's just in porn, it's all they see is porn. And that's just for them to masturbate to. That's just male lens sexuality. Yeah. They literally don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. And so do everything I said, plus try those techniques too.
Yep. Many of our listeners feel resentful, not because they don't love their husbands, but because they feel like they're carrying everything. How does resentment affect intimacy? And what's one immediate way she can start shifting out of that?
Give him a list of things to do and stop doing them all and tell him to do them. I mean, it's not that difficult.
No.
Just tell them what to do.
Why don't women do that?
I don't know.
Why don't women do that? What do you think it is that keeps women? It's almost as if they want
patriarchy.
Yeah.
It's our society.
Yes.
It's like we're slaves.
Yes.
Yeah, but those days are over.
They've been long gone, girlfriend. Yep. Long gone. What would you say is what's one tool, action, or mindset shift you would want the listeners right now to start practicing this week?
I'd like you to start touching your yoni with
Yes.
some of that lube, some of that warm oil. And just start feeling yourself. Just start touching the tissue, touch the labia, touch the mons, touch your clitoral shaft, touch your clitoral tip, feel your little labia, go inside the vestibule, feel the entrance to your vagina, feel where your urine comes out, because that's actually part of your G spot. Put your fingers in your vagina, feel them. Notice every day how different it is. And then try those yoni massage tools and start pleasuring yourself. Just start bringing sensation and think dirty thoughts.
Yeah.
So, fantasy is usually very taboo. Like when I masturbate and I think dirty things, they're so dirty. They're often a little rougher or a little more like, I don't know. They're not the kind of generally sensual sex that my husband and I have. They're much more like being completely dominated and ravished or whatever, that kind of stuff. And my husband does that for me sometimes too, because he'll do whatever I want. But generally, think the dirtiest things that turn you on the most and don't even worry about what they are. They're not supposed to be socially acceptable. Yeah. They're literally just dirty fantasies. Those will help you get turned on faster too. And if you can play with yourself every day, even if you don't bring yourself to orgasm, but you at least touch your genitals, pleasure yourself for 3 minutes in bed before you get up, or before you drift off to sleep, or what have you. Over time, you'll create those neural pathways where that tissue starts to be so responsive that it's going to help you during your lovemaking too. So you get your engines revving.
Mm-hmm. Ladies, did you hear that? Susan just gave us homework. 3 minutes of masturbation every day. I'm on it. For any woman listening who is terrified her relationship has lost its spark, what is your message to her? What does she need to hear right now?
You can always get it back.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been married for 34 years, Veronica, and we've gone through in sickness, in health, in poverty, in, everything. Yeah. We've gone through everything together. And there have been times when I've been so pissed at him, or he's been so pissed at me, or what have you. You get through it and you come back together, and you can always have a renaissance in your relationship. You can always take your relationship to the next level.
Yes, I agree. Susan, this was so powerful. Before we wrap up, tell our listeners where they can find you, how they can work with you, and if you have any freebies or resources for them to grab.
Yes. So I don't do any one-on-one work. I'm a publisher of passionate lovemaking techniques and bedroom communication skills. I have a really good newsletter. So if you liked the kind of things that I was saying, you can go to betterlover.com and sign up for my newsletter there. And then if you have a question for me about something I said, or something that you just want to ask me, you can reply to any Better Lover newsletter. It goes right to my inbox and I will reply to you. This is what makes me good at what I do. This is why I'm intimacy expert to millions, because I've been working for decades replying to people's questions. And almost always things people ask me are things that pretty much everybody thinks they're the only one and that nobody else does this, and almost everybody does. And I have here's a video of your answer. Here's an article, or here's an ebook, free ebook. You can learn about it, So that's a place to get a hold of me, is betterlover.com. And then you can follow me on Instagram. You have to smush my name together, at Susan Bratton, SUSAN BRATTON, Susan Bratton. Smush it together and you'll find me.
Susan, you fucking rock. I absolutely love you. I love everything you're doing. I can't wait to read your books. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Thank you so much too.
Raise your hand if you are ready to level up your marriage for 2023. Do you find that you're spending your time together with your husband checked out and in front of the TV? I know you're ready for tangible strategies that actually get you results. reignite the spark in your marriage, have fun, and grow together. Well, I hope you have your hand raised at this minute because I have something special for you. I'm introducing my brand new 6-question marriage predictor quiz that's gonna give you personalized results to catapult you into the next stage of your marriage journey. That means you'll receive the results to where your marriage can get the best help. If you've got just 1 minute, head to veronicacisneros.org/quiz. Again, that's veronicacisneros.org/quiz, and you can take my brand new quiz, Marriage Predictor. Get your results delivered right to your email address. Again, that's veronicacisneros.org/quiz, veronicacisneros.org/quiz. What's up, ladies? Just want to let you guys know that your ratings and reviews for this podcast are greatly appreciated. If you love this podcast, please go to iTunes right now, write a review, rate the episode, and subscribe. Don't forget to share it with your friends.